Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing the NURSAL massager. Now this little guy here uses those electrode pads, and you can put these things anywhere. It's got a variety of settings and stuff like that, but we'll do a quick overview of it and I'll tell you what I think about it. I've used it a few times already, but I had to get this out within a week. So I do know that it'll work for about 10 continuous hours is what they say, and I believe that because the times I've used it, the battery bar has like not moved at all, and when I received it, it was half charged, and the charging time was super fast to get it up. I mean, it was like maybe an hour or something like that to get it from halfway to full, it seemed like. So that was pretty fast. So yeah, so this is the NURSAL electronic pulse simulator 10s. This is model number PL-029G, if you're curious about that, but it says it's FDA cleared. So let's get into what's inside this package and go over some of the specs for you. But before we do that, make sure to explode on that subscribe button and ding that dong so that you get those notifications whenever I do come out with other product reviews. You'll get notified, a push notification for that on your cellular device. So let's open this up. The massager itself sits inside, cradled into this plastic tray here. So we'll set this aside for now. This is a pad holder. You can put some of your pads into this plastic thing and wrap the cording around that so you can hold that, because they are kind of gel sticky. But what I've been doing is just sticking themselves back on the clear flat plastic pieces that they come stuck to anyway, and putting them back into their own packets, because I'm just like to be that organized. It's kind of weird, but you do get 8 pads in 4 different sizes. So you get 2 of the big guys here, 2 of these almost little size ones, and 2 of the little ones, which might be for your hands or something like there, you know, some neck, temple stuff, whatever. But you get 8, 4 separate sizes. You get your manual. For me, I did a better job just figuring it out myself. The manual wasn't too hot on where to place everything and stuff like that. So basically what you got to do is what I did is just Google search placement of electrode pads for different ailments. So if you want to massage that one muscle or recuperate that one muscle from working out or whatever you got going on, look it up online and figure out the best placement for those. You do get the charging cable, but not the adapter, because it's just going to end up using your cell phone. It takes a micro USB to charge it, so you may not even end up using their cord, but hey, you get a free backup cord for charging whatever device you want. And also you get these guys, which this one has 2 spots for 2 pads, so these are kind of the same. Then you got the big daddy here, which has 1 plug-in port and 4 paddings. So what you can do with this, so why you have so many options here, what you can do, so go back to the NURSAL device itself. If you look down here, you got A and B. You can use these at the same time with different settings under A and different settings under B. So then you've got 4 right here, 2 and 2, that you can use separate settings on. Then you've got 4 that you can use over here on one side and 2 on the other, and you can set those up differently if you want to. But you got a little growth in here, and you can get these pads too. I'll leave a link that I found off their Amazon site that directs you where to buy more pads if you need to. And I did notice there was also something here in the bottom. So it does say in here that you can, in addition, we'd like to provide you with electro pads. Just contact us with your Amazon order ID number, and they'll send you some free pads or something like that. But read that for yourself if you want some extra pads or not. But let's go over what the settings are and how to use this wonky thing here. It took me just a second to figure it out, but once the thing's plugged up on you and you're pulsating and you're jerking, and you know, you don't want your settings turned up too high, but there's a failsafe in here where everything starts out at nothing, and you have to always turn it up if you switch modes, which is nice because you don't want to have something set on half or full. I don't think you'd ever go to full, but half, and then you jump to another mode, and that's a little more intense. So every time you switch modes, it does drop to nothing. So there's an on-off switch right up top. Turn that on. It is backlit, and it's digital, and you can go from 10 minutes up to 60 minutes. And it does say again that you can get up to 10 hours of continuous use, which is nice. You have A and B. If you have something plugged into A, you want to leave that on A or just A. If If you have something on B, you can switch. Right here it has A and B, plain and simple. And here you notice the settings, or the different modes I should say, for it. You can see number 4 is animated and moving around, massaging the back area. Number 4 is selected for A. You see A blinking there. If I would choose B, then I could select whatever mode I wanted for it, and you can change each individual intensity levels. I'll show you in just a second. But you can roll through 12 different modes, which are kind of coincide with your pad placement there. So number 4 is kind of on the back there. I get that idea. Number 1 is shoulders. Number 7 still back again. Number 11 is the arms there. So if you're placing them on your arms, you may want to go with 11, but you can do anything you want. It's whatever feels right and good for you. Also, the controls I'll be using down there are A and B selectors, left and right, and they coincide with the buttons down there where you'll be putting A and B into. Right up above them is A and B on the touchpad. You got plus and minus for intensities. You can pause and play, and you got mode at the top there, and you got timer down at the bottom, which you could go 10 minutes to 60 minutes. One good thing to note is the cords are all plenty long enough to get you any part of your body that you want to go adventuring off to. And I'm going to plug this, not yet, I'm going to put the pads on where they need to go. And I'll just do something really simple that you can see here. Do something for the carpal tunnel. Let's do, say you got a carpal tunnel issue like my wife does. So she's going to talk to her physician and make sure that she needs to go down this route or not. But I told her, I said, hey, you know, this is something that you may want to do. But check with them and make sure it's okay. So that's what she's going to do. So I'm going to go ahead, snap these guys in there. They have these button snaps just like on a jacket or something like that. Just snaps right in real easy. Like I leave these pads on here to protect them from getting all dirty, but I think you can just clean those guys off and they stay sticky. So placement for carpal tunnel, what I've read online has been right down here, about 2 fingers down, it seemed like, from where the wrist bends, right there in the middle, and then the other right in the palm of the hand, right there. So now I'm left with this. The electrodes will try to contact one another through your muscles, and you can feel the stimulation hit right around that carpal tunnel area there. So let's plug this into number A or B, whatever you want to use, but I'm using A. Plugs in ever so nicely into the bottom there. Let's figure out A is blinking, so let me switch, hit M and go to whatever mode I want, and this does illuminate when you touch it, so that's nice. You can't miss what's going on. We'll go down to number 11, which is the arm massage, and now we'll raise up the intensity. It's kind of always spooky. I can feel a little bit on number 1, nothing. Woo! I feel number 2. This is number 2 out of like what looks to be 20. Hi. It just feels so weird, but in a good way. Watch my finger. I'm not doing that. Isn't that so weird? So once you get that used to it, you're like, okay, that doesn't feel too bad. Let me bump up the intensity one more time. And there your hand closes on its own. It's hitting it, it's hitting it. Boom, 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 boom. Relaxing. I can open my hand and now it's coming back. And I have to force close it. But it really does feel good. I was surprised. At first I was like, you know, it's just so crazy. But once you get the hang of it and actually turn it on and get to use it a lot, it feels really relaxing, actually. This I don't have carpal tunnel issues, but for me, this does feel relaxing. There the intensity went away, and then boom, it just automatically closes your hands. You might as well allow your hands to close. But say you didn't like what was happening, like right now you're like, oh my god, I'm freaking out. You can hit pause and relieve yourself. The only con that I can see that I wish was different is when you pause this, you can't adjust anything. You see a lock button start blinking across the top, and it locks everything out, controlling everything. The only thing the pause and play does is actually stop this from doing its thing. But say you got freaked out and you really wanted to lower that intensity without feeling it again, you would either have to take your pads off and hit play and then lower it back down and hit pause and put them back on again. You really should be able to pause this and at least have control over the intensity. So if I had to ding it on one thing, it would be that. Other than that, you know, for the money, for the price tag on it, I think it's sitting at like $40 or so for this. If you get some free pads through contacting them, leaving a review on Amazon, whatever they want you to do, that doesn't seem too terrible because this is pretty small. It packs a good punch for 10 hours worth of work. I mean, I've used this for a few days now, and the battery bar hasn't moved at all, and I haven't charged it but the first time when I got it. So not too bad. I don't mind this at all. I think it does its job. So for me, I do like it. If I had to rate the thing, it would probably be like an 8 out of 10 or 4 out of 5 star kind of thing, just because I think you should be able to dial down the intensity when you paused it, because that could be a freak out button or something, and you may want to lower it down because, you know, that can happen. It can catch you off guard, but once you get used to a muscle contraction or exercise or a feeling of intensity there, it works good. It's so hilarious to have your muscles contracting and doing things, and you're like, what's happening? So this has been the NURSAL PL029G model, personal massager, I guess you could say that would be called, but it's for massaging specific muscle groups all across your body. And I really do think once you get into it, if you have an ailment, if you have something, this might could really assist and help you. But make sure to always ask your doctor if it's safe. But if you're familiar with this and you're buying a replacement model, this seems to work really, really well. The only downside, like I said earlier, is under the pause setting. You can't change the intensity when it's paused or locked. It's completely paused and locked. So that would be the only downside. Other than that, it seems like a really good device.